Make yourself at home. That's a charming phrase inviting people to relax. Make yourself at home. That's what God told the Israelites exiled to Babylon. Yeah, how were they supposed to do that? How could God's people relax when their future was crowded with uncertainty and their minds were full of doubt? Make yourself at home? To the Israelites in exile, it seemed impossible. But God had a plan. Jeremiah 29:10 through 11. This is what the Lord says. When 70 years are completed for Babylon, I will come to you and fulfill my good promises to bring you back to this place. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. God's plan to bring Israel out of exile and back home was guaranteed with God's promise. It was by trusting in his word, the promise of God, that Israel could make themselves at home and look at their moment of exile with certainty, with hope, and with a sense of relaxation. The point we've been making throughout this spotlight is that we can trust God's gospel promises and live with hope-filled optimism and enthusiastic certainty, even as we experience the coronavirus crisis and things seem far different from the way they used to be. We've been applying this point primarily to the way we think about our ideas of doing church. However, the spiritual implications of this moment affect every aspect of life. Listen to what the God of Israel said to those he carried into exile from Jerusalem to Babylon. Jeremiah 29:5 through 7. Build houses and settle down. Plant gardens and eat what they produce. Marry and have sons and daughters. Find wives for your sons and give your daughters in marriage so that they too may have sons and daughters. Increase in number there. Do not decrease. Also, seek the peace and prosperity of the city to which I have carried you into exile. Pray to the Lord for it, because if it prospers, you too will prosper. God gave a promise to his people of Israel, and his promise affected their homes, their relationships, their work, their health, and their citizenship. God's promise did not merely concern the temple, worship, and their religious practices. The gospel is not contained merely to our life either, as if the gospel could ever be compartmentalized. The gospel is contained in every aspect of our lives. In fact, our life is a container we use to carry the content of God's promises out into the world.